Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2024 Steelers Draft Review. My name is Double T Man. What date is today? It is April 28th, 2024. It is Sunday. Welcome aboard. Let's get this thing started. Yep, flip over, please. It's taking forever. Okay. The Steelers really hit the offensive line. First pick, offensive tackle. Second pick, center. And the fourth round pick, guard center. I'm going to talk about all three of them. All three of them are really, really good picks. Together, they've really rebuilt that offensive line. Broderick Jones last year, first round pick, plus these guys, that equals 4 offensive linemen. Now, normally you wouldn't count a guy that you took in the fourth round. First round, okay. Second round, yeah, you can count on this. I'm actually counting on Mason McCormick, not this year, 0 this year, but in the future, next year, absolutely. We got 2 good, really good, Sam Malu and I can never, jeez, I can never get his name. He's a good player too, just can't remember his name. Right guard. They're really good. So Mason can sit the bench and he can learn. He can be a backup guard center. But anyways, bringing these 3 plus Broderick Jones, 4 out of our 5 offensive linemen going into the future are going to be together. They're going to be working together, and together they're going to build themselves to be into a dominant unit. So I like the drafting of all of them. I think that's really, really good. Come back, in the third round, they get Roman Wilson, a wide receiver. Well, Steelers wide receiver, it's a success. It just is. Just very rare that they get like misses. So I'm counting on that. Like I said, Peyton Wilson, third round pick, third round pick number 98. We picked him at 98, and he was rated the 30th best player by PFF. So at the end, basically a compensation pick in the third round, we get what they considered to be the 30th player ranked. Wow. More on that later, but wow. Mason McCormick, like I said, fantastic. I think he's going to be a starter like real soon. If not, he's an excellent backup. He didn't play center in college, but he was the backup, so he did practice. And that's all we're asking for here. Zach Frazier is supposed to be our starter. We just want Mason to be a backup center, a guard, and a backup guard at that for right now. And we throw in a couple of 6-round picks. We'll have to wait and see. Not really impressed with either one of them, but we'll kind of see as we go along. So let's get this started. First pick number 20, Troy Fontenot, 6'4", 317. That's good. His RAS was 9.62. That's really, really good. Vertical, 32.5. That's an 11 for all the offensive linemen, which is pretty good. The highest was 38.8. The lowest was 24. So you can kind of see that 32 is at that upper range. And vertical matters for offensive line. That's where you get your power from. He's a big Steelers fan, which matters. Not like overly so, but it does matter. Played volleyball in high school. That's cute. It means athleticism. That's a good thing. Top 10 pick value. What I mean by that is in most years, he would have been worthy of a top 10 pick. And even actually this year, he's worthy of a top 10 pick. He dropped down to 20 because there were so many offensive tackles and so many quarterbacks taken in front of him that he just kind of fell that way. A lot of people, are worried a little bit, I guess, about the height. They think he's a little bit short. Uh, I don't think so. I thought I had better stats on him, or no, he was the guy that got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt late in the season. Messing this up. He got hurt late in the season, and because of that, I think he kind of might have fallen a little bit. But I think it's ridiculous. I think he's well worth it. Next pick, Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier is an excellent center. He is a plug-and-play, ready-to-go day one starter. He has the potential of being great, but probably won't be. He'll be very good. I think he's going to be very good. 4 times West Virginia heavyweight champion. wow. I mean, West Virginia might not be as big as Pennsylvania or anything like that. I get that, but it's still it's a decent sized state, and you're a state champion wrestler. You're good, and that helps with offensive line. Vertical helps. You get that push wrestling because you're good with the hand fighting, and hand fighting is the hardest thing for college kids to learn in the pros for both the defensive line and the offensive line. The hand use is just so much more than it was in the college. I don't even really. I mean, they do, but not that much. Not like they do in the pros. It's a science in the pros. It's an art in college. Next, we I didn't look too much up about him. I liked him. You look at highlight films. Roman Wilson looks good. The biggest thing about Roman Wilson, the absolute biggest thing about Roman Wilson, is he was drafted by the Steelers. I mean, he's 4.39. He's 4.39 speed. That's good. Sub 4.4 for a wide receiver. That's really good. 44 games, good experience, good RAS 8.59, which is number two as far as all wide receivers go. We did get him in the third round, so he was an 84th pick, and we got good value because PFF had him at 42. So that's good. But like I said, the Steelers drafted him. I trust the Steelers. I trust Mike Tomlin when it comes to picking wide receivers because he was a wide receiver. And ever since he's been here, we've been good at picking receivers. Coincidence? I don't think so. Next, we got ourselves Peyton Wilson, my favorite pick of the draft. He was the 2023 Chuck Bednarik Award that goes to the best defensive player. He was a 2023 Butkus Award winner, the best linebacker. He was likely the best linebacker in this draft. He was possibly the best defensive player in this draft. He fell because of his injury history. He fell because 22 teams considered him to be a one contract player, meaning after his rookie contract, you may or may not sign him to, you may or may not get more years out of him. But with his injuries, you really don't count on it. You only count on just his rookie contract. Okay, I'll buy that. That's why he falls to the third round. To fall this late in the third round? No, 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 no. I would rather have an excellent player for 4 years and say goodbye, or 5 years and say goodbye, than to just draft somebody that can't play at all. And if this guy can play, like he says, he's a really good cover linebacker. He's exactly what we need. It's easy to get thumper. Their college is pumping out thumpers left and right. What's hard to get is getting a linebacker that can thump a little bit, that can rush, that can do all that kind of stuff you want a linebacker to do, plug the hole, but also cover. He can cover, and that's a really good thing. So for the next 4 years, if he plays great, it's a good pick. It's a fantastic pick, actually, because like I said, the coverage guys, they're hard to find. Mason McCormick, guard center. Probably my second favorite. I mean, this is a really good draft because the first two picks, right? You expect them. You should love your first round pick. Every team should love their first round pick. Every team should love their second round pick. These are high quality players. They got all these awards and all that kind of stuff. It's easy to love those. It's the ones later that's going to make or break your draft. I shouldn't say that because you can break it in the first two rounds, but the Steelers, they kind of play a safe game. So they're either going to make it beyond that. And this is just fantastic. The third and fourth round picks, wow. So here we are, Mason McCormick. He small competition. That's why lack of competition. That's the only reason why he's down this far. He had RAS is 9.86. It was number two for all the guards. His vertical 35.5, number two for offensive linemen. His 20-yard shuttle 4.45 was number four out of all the offensive linemen. He's 6'5", 315 pounds. He's a beast. He won't start. Like I said, we got our starters, so he's not going to play this year. But wow, what a talent. You see him move, he punches. He reminds me a lot of Amarius Mims. But Amarius Mims who was drafted in the first round, only played 8 games. Mason McCormick has played a lot more. Granted, the height is different, but the way they dominate is impressive. Now, his is against smaller competition, right? And he's going to have to step it up, and I get all that. And I'm not saying it's the same, but he's a player. And he also backed up center in college. He didn't play it, but he backed up so he can be a backup for the interior. That's really good. Last two picks, Logan Lee, defensive tackle. Here's some stats. You want to look at it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then here's Ryan Watts, cornerback. I kind of think it was a mistake. I think they should have taken a quarterback because a quarterback is so much more valuable than a cornerback. They don't have any quarterbacks after this year, so they could use a rookie. And if it turns out that he's a good backup, you've saved yourself 10, 12, $15 million a year because you don't have to pay the backup. You already had drafted one this year in the sixth round. Sixth round. So, anyways, a couple of points. By drafting Troy Fontenot, we may trade Dan Moore. Consider this. If you're going to move Broderick Jones to left tackle, you're going to want to do it right away because he played right tackle last year. You're going to want to hurry up and get him up to speed with left tackle. If he's a left tackle, Dan Moore only plays left tackle. You're not really going to want him to be the backup. You'd probably rather have Spencer Anderson, who can play the left and the right side. Now, you'd immediately train Dan Moore for the right side, but probably wouldn't make it. He says he's not, coaches have said he just can't do it. So if he can't do it, Spencer Anderson's going to be your backup. He's the guy who's going to get your helmet. Dan Moore becomes tradable. Plus, he has high value for other teams because he started a lot of games. He's still on his rookie contract, and another team can trade for him and sign him to a long-term deal. So he has high value. Maybe you get second, third, fourth round pick, whatever you get. He's no good to us anymore. So this is a good draft for the now and the future. The fact that they built this entire offensive line, 4 out of 5 in the last 2 years. By the time they're all said and done with this, 4 out of 5 of them are going to be drafted in the last 2 years. That sets us up now and in the future. Next year, when we lose all of our quarterbacks, or if we lose all of our quarterbacks, because they're all free agents, well, we're going to be a place where quarterbacks are going to want to go. We're going to be a magnet because of how good our offensive line is. They tried to trade up, by the way. I'm the only one that's saying this. They tried to trade up for Michael Penix Jr. I know it. They tried to trade up for 12, and it's the only thing that makes sense. Wide receiver makes no sense. It's a wide receiver heavy draft, and the Steelers can get him anytime. And we already have a number 1 wide receiver. You might trade up for a number 1, but you're not going to trade up from 20 to 12 to get a number 2 wide receiver. Just not going to do it. You're not going to give up that much capital. Wasn't for a lineman, offensive lineman, they were going to follow him to Pittsburgh anyways. Wasn't for a cornerback, they were all there. The only thing left over is quarterback. They absolutely tried to trade up to get Michael Penix Jr. He was the only quarterback that came in for a 30 visit, so I know it's him. Like I said, they should have drafted Michael Pratt, or quarterback Michael Pratt, 6 foot 2.5 inches, 217 pounds, 9.25 inch hand size. I always like to put that in there because I think hand size is really, really important. But all in all, this was an excellent draft. The Peyton Wilson, the Mason McCormick, wow. The Roman Wilson, I assume, is good. I mean, he looks good. Don't get me wrong. I like him. He's supposed to have really good hands. But wow, a first round pick is a home run. Second round pick is a home run. Third round pick, I assume, is a home run. Fourth round pick is a home run. Fourth round pick is a home run. You're getting 5 starters out of here. Boom. Wow. All right. That's all I got. So, goodbye.